the streets of London, doop-dee-da, panic on the streets of Birmingham.
So today we are going to be talking about how to do pin curls. This is going to be the second video in the series, so if you missed the intro and the discussion on supplies, go ahead and click this link and watch that video first, because I'm not going to be explaining every single thing I'm using today. So, my hair right now is damp. I usually pin curl my hair straight out of the shower, just towel dried. However, talking with other people, I apparently am the exception as opposed to the rule. So you might want to let your hair air dry for a little while or give it a little blast. The blow dryer, I blow dry mine just a smidge today to take the edge off because I am not curling it at night. I'm curling it during the day and I'm going to want to wear it this evening. So, going to be using just a couple squirts of the Motions Foaming Wrap Lotion and working that into my hair. How much you use is really going to depend on your hair. I use 3 or 4 pumps for my whole head because my hair is short. If you have longer hair, obviously you're going to want to use more. I have seen ladies use as much as 1 pump per curl. So that's something you're going to have to play around with, and again, it's also going to depend on the time of the year and the weather in your particular area, how much humidity you're combating. Alright, so we're going to start on this side and we're going to be making some flat pin curls. Alright, so you just want to take a section of hair. Remember, if you have longer hair, you're going to want to take less because you're going to have more length to roll up. And I'm just going to start, I'm wrapping it underneath my finger and around. Then I'm going to grab the little tail to kind of help tuck the ends under. And then I'm just rolling it carefully up to the scalp. So, see, there's a little pin curl. And then I can just slap a bobby pin in. If you find you need to, you can also put another bobby pin and X and lock those curls in. See that this pin curl is curled towards my face. Now, let's do one going away from the face. I'm going to wrap up, around, catch those little tails, and then roll up and away from the face. See that this pin curl comes down and around and around. So those are the basics of your pin curls. Now for this particular set, I want them all going towards my face, so I'm going to demo that again. If you're having trouble with your ends, you can get them a little bit more damp or a little bit more setting lotion to help keep them in. There are also end papers, which you can get at beauty supply stores, that you can use to tuck those ends in because you do not want the stick straight ends at the end of your pin curl because it'll look kind of wonky. So, there you go. There's our second pin curl. Now we're going to do a couple of stand-up pin curls at the top. Now because I do have some longer bangs, I am separating off the bang section just because it's easier to pin curl hair all of the same length instead of having some that's this long and some that's this long and trying to get them all in the same curl. So these we are going to be pin curling. And instead of laying them flat, like horizontally, we're going to put them vertically so they're standing up. And trying to keep those little ends tucked in. So it's going to be kind of like a tiny little victory roll on top of your head. Just sticking in a bobby pin. And you can see that you can see through that little stand-up pin curl. And again. Now when you're doing stand-up pin curls, they can be of several varieties. This pin curl is on base, so you can see that it comes all the way back, up, over where the hair was, and that's going to give more volume. Now I'll do one off base, so you can see what that looks like. So if it came to rest here, sort of right at the end of where that section of hair is, that's going to be off base, where there's not going to be as much volume. You can see that flat, volume, flat, volume. So for this set, we want some on base curls. And then you can also do what's called half off base, which is kind of on the edge, and that gives you a medium amount of volume. So there is that one. Now I don't particularly like to sleep in the standing pin curls, so that's why I like to use either the sponge rollers or the Velcro rollers, especially for my bangs. I usually have 2 in here somewhere for the bang area. Don't give quite as authentic of a shape, but they are less easy to crush. You can see these, they would crush if you rolled over or bonked your head on something. Alright, so for the rest of this, I'm going to curl the rest of the top in some standing pin curls. The sides, we're going to do flat pin curls towards the face. And the back, we are going to be doing any way you want to. The back's the hardest part, so when you're starting, I just suggest that you just pin curl it. You don't worry about whether they're going all the same direction, or rows in opposite directions, or part rows in one direction, part the other direction. So I'm going to finish most of the rest of this set, and then we're going to be back to talk about those pesky little back neck hairs. Alright, so I've gone ahead and prepped these little sneaky neck hairs with some Tresemme heat protectant spray. Just going to nip those under with a small barrel curling iron. Doesn't need to be perfect, just needs to not be straight.
Panic on the streets of London, doop-dee-da, panic on the streets of Birmingham. I wonder to myself,